Alright, I've just got your plan open, and I'm using Chief Premiere X14, but everything I'll show you, you can do in Pro. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn off the grids, Snap Grid and Reference Grid. And that's mainly just to clean up the view. And I'm going to turn off dimensions. Chief has this display options. It's really nice. You don't have to come up here and do this all the time. And let's take an overview. And I like to work on roofs. What I'm going to do is go to Technical Illustration, and then I'm going to turn off Patterns. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to turn off Ridge Caps. And that just makes the roof easier to see, makes everything easy to see that it's connected and aligned and everything. And so let's go to Build Roof. You've got Auto Rebuild 8. Okay, these settings down here, I see people messing with these all the time, and I'm not sure why. But I'm going to check same height eaves, and that's normally what you see is same roof height and exterior walls checked. That's the default, and for most plans that should be checked. If you're using trusses, this trusses ought to be checked up here too. But on this roof, because there's mixed pitches, because you've got a lower pitch over this porch, I'm going to check same height eaves. And the reason I'm doing that is because Chief doesn't work, and when you've got multiple pitches, it doesn't work unless you have this. It'll work, it'll build a roof, but it won't build it correctly. The overhang will be wrong, so same height eaves. And then I mentioned above the Dutch gable setting. So I'm going to choose this wall. I'm going to go over here to roof. I'm going to set Dutch gable. I'm going to say, I'm just going to guess it's 72 inches. That looks like about 6 feet. And let's build the wall, or the roof. And you can see how that easily and very quickly built that. So we need to change the pitch here. So I'm going to select, well, that's still selected. I'm just going to open it up, and I couldn't tell what the pitch is. So I'm just going to make it 4. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to make this 4. I'm going to make the upper pitch 8. And I'm going to, again, say 72 right here. So let's open up this wall and see. Yeah, it needs to be 72. I don't know if the program changed that or I changed it. That's better. Looks like you've got a return here that maybe you don't want. I would refrain from changing things like this until the roof is built And then you can always go around and add things like returns. So that over here, I think, is pretty close. You probably don't want a gutter right there. You know, except for this back here in the back. And this, now this, what I'm going to show you is a bug. You see how this overhang right here is way too big? You've got it set at 18 inches, and back over here is correct. This is a long standing bug. This has been a bug since I've been using the software, which is, I started in 2015. And it's a result of these mixed pitches. Chief just has a hard time figuring that out. But anyway, you can adjust things. But you can see how the automatic roof builder will get pretty close at doing this. So back here, over here, this is another issue, and I don't know the exact way to. I mean, I can show you how to get real close on this, but I don't know the exact way to fix this. So let's go back over here. I'm going to delete this door for right now. And you've got that entire wall set as a full gable wall, and that's not what you want. You want to break it probably right about here, and make that a hip wall. And then this wall just needs to be a little longer, and you can get pretty close. You can fiddle with this. One thing you'll find is that the program doesn't like moving walls just a tiny bit. So what you need to do is pull this one back. I'm going to undo. Just go over here and plan. I'm going to pull this wall back. I'm going to move this wall forward just a little bit. I don't know if I moved it. It looks like I made it crooked, and then I'll rejoin that. It looks like I need to align these. I'm just going to center that on that. Make it a little longer. Okay. Let's see. Anyway, you can fiddle and fiddle and fiddle with this, and you'll get really close, but you'll almost always have a little bit of a line right in here. And you can get it close enough that in this view over here, that line will basically disappear. The roofs won't be perfectly aligned, but that will just about disappear. Let me fix this again. It gets rid of that line right there. So I'm gonna turn off auto roofs and go manual. So I'm gonna click this roof plane. Well, let's see. First off, I'm gonna click this roof plane, and I need to get rid of this little spur that goes up here. So I'm going to select this top edge. This right up here, this is my edit toolbar. It's normally down in the status bar down here. I just drug it up and docked it up here. I just like it up here more. So I'm going to click this top edge, and then I'm going to click this tool. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to click this tool, intersect join two lines. Then I'm going to click this over here. And I'm going to say remember. I'm going to say OK. And basically all that did was that joined this line, and it eliminated that little spur that goes up there. And I probably ought to stop and make sure that Pro has that, but I'm pretty sure it does. If it doesn't, you can just do that manually. It's just not as easy. And then I'm going to take this roof plane here, I'm going to select it, and I'm going to use this tool up here, move to be coplanar. And again, this is just the edit toolbar. By default, it's at the bottom of the screen in the toolbar. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to click over here. And now this roof plane is in the exact same plane as this roof plane. So I'm going to drag this up just a little bit. And then I wish you could do this in plan. I'm going to see if you can. I'm going to union those. Yep. So again, I just selected those two roof planes and I unioned them together. These are just polylines. Roof planes are just polylines. And so again, I'm going to come up here. I've got this outside edge selected. I'm going to click this intersect join two lines tool. I'm going to click up here. I need to join these, so I'm going to select this one, hit 2, click over here. That joins that up. And you can see without ridge caps, you know, it's just real easy to see things that need work. And then back here, I'll select this. I'm going to hit the 2, and I'm going to select this edge up here. I'm going to delete that wall. And then you can see that this roof plane right here goes up in here, and we don't want that. So I'm going to come over here and hit 3 and put a break right there. Come back, and you can see, well, you probably can't see, but there's a snap right there. There's a little X where my cursor is. And that's probably not where I wanted it. It's hard to see in 3D. Yep, you can see that it needs to come back out this way. There's another snap right there. So I'm going to pull this back, and you can see that red arrow, or that red X. And I'm just going to drag this wall over. Alright, we don't want roof cuts wall at bottom. I don't know how that got there. And it is an attic wall, so now let's look at that in plan. So I'm going to go up to the attic. I'm going to take this wall, and I'm going to click this align with wall below tool. Let's turn on reference display. And you can see that it's pretty close, but it's not exact. So I'm gonna click that. It moved it over. Now when I go back down here, I can select this wall, turn off reference display so we can see. I can bring this over and it'll snap up against there. Let's take this roof plane. This needs to be probably right there. Okay, again, I'm going to use this intersect join two lines tool. Click right there, and that'll fill that in. So let's go up here and look. Still have these extra big overhangs here. Notice how all these fascias are perfectly aligned. Okay, that just got rid of that gutter. I can't see your images to get any detail on this stuff. You know how this needs to work right here, or how this it looks to me like this over here. From looking at your image, it looks like this is done like this. I'm going to put a break right in here, and then we'll drag this up, and then I'm going to put a break up here somewhere, and then we'll drag this back like that. Again, there's a red X right there. That's kind of what I think your deal looks like. And again, I'm gonna make sure that edge is selected, double click that, and I'll turn the gutter off. It should be you know, it's automatic by default. You have to manually turn them off. Alright, let's fix this back over here. It's 3 feet. It needs to be 18 inches. And we can just grab this. That'll snap right there. Here's another deal. Chief has a hard time with this area right here. I would typically do this like you have over on this right hand side over here. The way that roof's, you know, this bumps out just a little bit. I would always do that. I think it looks better. Let me put a break here, square that off. And that just gives you a cleaner transition right there. Matches the one back here in the back. Alright, so I would do, you know, kind of like what I've showed. I would use the automatic tools to get the basics. Finish up with the manual tools. And just a bit of practice. The problem with having a wall here and a wall here is this. Chief has what they call a gable roof line. Tool. And it's gable roof line. It's not highlighted because I'm in a camera. Gable roof line. Look that up in help or watch a video on it. What you would do is you would come over here and draw that to wherever you needed it to be over here. And you can open this up and you can make settings. You can change the pitch, you can change the overhang. But you can use it where you need a gable where it intersects over a door or a window. You can use this tool to get a gable there. So I'm going to just drag this, since we're not using automatic roofs, and that fixes that. Alright, I think that's it. These always take a lot longer to do when I'm talking. Once you get the hang of roofs, and roofs just take practice, once you get the hang of them, this goes pretty quick. And you could do this entire roof manually. This is a pretty simple roof. There's nothing difficult about it. But I'm an advocate of using the automatic tools because they get you started in the right direction. It's easy if you're unfamiliar with manual roofs, it's easy to get something off. You know, change a setting that you don't need to change or do something. Let's see how that looks back in standard view. This is another thing that drives me nuts. This Chief is our home designer. I'm going to turn this wall around. It's constantly doing that, changing walls. Here's another tip that I can see that you might want. This, when you have a wall like this, what you're seeing, go over to vector view. What this tan stripe around here, that's drywall. And it's because your wall is an interior railing, and that's not what you want. What you really want is a deck railing fence. And the reason you want that, if you look at the definition, it's just a single layer of framing. It doesn't have any outside layers on it. So I'm going to change that. And you'll see it gets rid of that stripe down there, and it gets rid of the one that was up here at the top. Looks like there's some other issues. But we'll save those for another day.